My name's Matt, and I've got a Model T for sale. Not this kind of Model T, this kind of Model T. It's called a Huckster, and it doesn't look quite like this. It looks more like this. Well, to be precise, it looks like this. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. This all started a few weeks ago when my mom contacted me and told me that she had inherited her grandfather's 1930 Buick Sedan, and that in addition to bringing the sedan home to be refurbished, there was a Model T that we needed to sell. I started with a simple post on Facebook to see if any of my friends were interested in buying a Model T. I had no idea. I got no idea what these things are worth. All I know is we've got a Model T for sale. Didn't even know if it was a car or a truck. The next day, with only just a little bit of information, a trailer and a chainsaw and a pickup truck, I took my mother and we headed off to St. Louis County to where these vehicles are stored. Home property where my mom grew up. We found the Buick and the Model T in a little shed. Both the 1930 Buick and the 1921 Model T belonged to my mother's grandfather, my great-grandfather. He passed away in 1963. Now, the Model T has been in a barn since 1939 and moved into this shed in 1964 after his passing. She and I stumbled around the shed for about an hour taking pictures, various shots of the Model T and of the Buick, which she intends to refurbish and drive herself, but the Model T is going to be up for sale. So I got a bunch of pictures, got it all back home, took it all, went back to Facebook again with it. It wasn't until after the 2-hour drive home that I realized I should have taken some video. Spoke with a few people, and my brother-in-law was kind enough to make another trip back with me last weekend. And we got some video, so that's what I'm going to share now. I need to say here, this Buick is not for sale. This is the one that my mom intends to refurbish, bring back to driving condition. Probably not a full restore. I can't imagine that, but at least get it running, drivable.
Still got bumpers, still got the spare. They're pneumatics.
Look at that slat wood roof.
Yeah, 58 plates still on it.
This Buick's been in storage since 1958.
Well, see, your roof was canvas.
Right. Wood slats, though, they're still good, right? Some of them.
Yeah, the wood's actually pretty good in it. Which usually that was the problem, is wood was just rotted away. Yeah.
I see this door. It's just going to fall apart whenever we try to open it. That's not going to. I mean, we're not going to be able to close this again once we open it. We got to cut that tree down for one.
Yeah. Nope, that does have pneumatic tires on it. Probably good. Oh, those spokes are still good on that. He's still a little bit of oil soaked too.
This one's sitting on blocks too.
Our intention is to sell this Model T just where it sits. The new owner can come to it, come pick it up on site, get the barn find experience, and take responsibility for any damage that occurs in transporting it or moving it. My great-grandfather, Andrew Lincoln Wagner, was a produce farmer, and he used this truck to take his produce to market. There's a couple old harrows there leaned up against it. There's various horse-drawn farm equipment in this shed, just small pieces.
Got a canvas top on it.
Well, they've sealed this door off with canvas. This is supposed to be a doorway right here.
Yeah, that's supposed to be a doorway.
It's open on the other side.
In fact, there's a solid door on the other side. It looks somewhat like a residential door, but I've seen that in other Model T delivery and truck pictures. So it's authentic.
We expected that, right?
Yeah, but you never know.
Sean just said the
Yeah.
motor's stuck.
That old fella had coon shit on it for years.
He tried the old knuckle buster hand crank on the bottom of the engine.
Someone took plug wires off of it, just unhooked them. I must have checked something.
After more discussion, we determined that that might have been a theft deterrent.
Yeah,
Is that the distributor somehow on the back wall? On the firewall?
yeah, that's your firing. Yep, it's a big coil pack back there, and they just send power to them all the time.
All four of them fire.
Yeah, and then when it comes up on compression, there's fuel sucking into it. Should have an updraft carburetor on it.
You say there's not a carburetor?
No, it should have an old updraft on it. Yep, there she is. She's on there. The engine's complete. There you go. No, it doesn't say stop. It you can see the optics in it. Yeah, it does. STOP right there.
He's found an old brake light that says stop.
2 or 3 head gaskets laying there. There's a carburetor, of course, this junk. There's a gauge.
Is that a starter laying on the floor there?
Yeah, home starter generator.
This old truck has got decades of trash in the back of it.
No, it ain't.
This wood wall's still pretty solid, isn't it?
That's all can.
Looks like everything that they just needed somewhere to set it over the years, that's where it ended up, was laying in the back of this truck.
I don't know what the hell it is. Vacuum. Fuel. Fed something. Another spare rim for it back there.
Here you get a glimpse of the door that I mentioned earlier. We did open and close this door, and it works. The hinges and latch work.
Looks like a gasket box. Just the bottom of the box. There's an inner tube.
There'll be no charge for the junk.
Be an awesome museum piece. I mean, it's all there. You used to have the rope went right here and went inside.
Does he got one on the other side too?
Uh-uh. Yep. Rope used to go through that pulley and go right through there. That was his turn signal. I about bet you it was.
That's freaking crazy.
That is awesome. Got 2 spares.
I want to mention here why we want to sell it on site.
Get out of the way here.
It's sitting in this building, and this is the building, and there's these trees, and these trees are blocking the door that we have access to get that out of the building. And as I mentioned earlier, these doors are not going to make it. When we open them, they're going to fall apart. So that's going to be a casualty. But the building's coming down anyway, so that's not a problem. But I want to get the 2 cars out at the same time. That's the main goal here. Now, something else I want to let you know about. We have the title. look at this beauty. This is the original title issued in 1921 in my great grandfather's name. That goes with it.
Oh, I bet that's a cold bitch in the wintertime.
Oh, I bet you're right.
The underside, oh well, I mean the fenders are just age. They're just thin metal and they just rot away. Just the frame's in good shape. The runners for the body is all in good shape. A little bit of rot right there.
The wood's all in good shape, really.
Yeah. It's more dried than anything, you know. But this whole building's, it's been wet inside before, but if the brakes aren't froze up, a man could roll out. I bet you. I think she would move if the brakes ain't froze.
This has got a brake light on it.
Hmm?
It's got a brake light on it.
Yep.
There's part of a 1939 license plate.
Oh, it finally rotted off, didn't it?
Yeah.
It'll be the mash to the front.
Here's the license plate on the front of the vehicle. 1939.
Spring-loaded door. When did you say you quit driving at 39?
39 was the last year this one was driven.
My mom says that the area around their home, the population increased so much by 39 that he didn't have to travel very far to sell produce anymore. She was born in 1941, and in her entire life, she doesn't ever remember seeing this truck leave the barn. It was parked away in the barn, and then in 1964, after her grandfather's death, it was moved about 300 feet into this shed that was built brand new at that time to store these two cars, make more room in the barn for horses.
Yeah, the old fuel tank's in good shape. Just sits in a wooden box. There you went. Man, can you imagine sitting on that wooden chair all day?
No. No backrest. Just a bench like a wagon.
Yeah. Yeah, this was built by an upfitter. This wasn't hand built. Because you got like this bracketry right here. This is cut exactly. This right here set for all the old square bolts. Your hinge side. This was built by whoever designed these, you know. Oh, cast iron kettles. God, there's you some nails.
Jeez.
There's no battery box right there. There's a battery cable. Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
So there you have it. We've got a barn find 1921 Model T truck Huckster. It looks to me like it's got the standard front Model T engine and front axle, and then heavy duty in the rear. There's two separate size tires. The spare tires are two different sizes. The tires on the vehicle are two different sizes. We have the original title. This thing was parked in 1939 in a barn on my mother's family property, and in 1964 it was moved from that barn to this shed that it's currently in. There's a tree growing up in front of the door. We're going to have to cut it down and then get the doors opened up and get a wrecker and drag the Buick and this Model T out. And I want to do it all at one time. So whoever the buyer is, we need to make arrangements and make a trip over together. It's in St. Louis County, about 2 hours from Effingham. And that's that. I'm going to include instructions on where and how to make your offer. We're going to sell it to the highest bidder.